Start with a nice breath together. Exhale out any air in your lungs. Now take a deep, full breath in through your nose. Fill up your belly all the way up to the top of your chest. Nice and easy, open mouth, exhale, let it out. On your next inhale, fill all the way up. Seal your lips at the top. Exhale back out your nose. Continue breathing here like this, drawing deep breaths in through your nose. Feel the air, fill up your lungs, fill up your belly. And match the length of your inhales and exhales. Continue to breathe in and out your nose as you flow on your mat today. It's nose breathing. It's called Ujjayi breath or Ujjayi pranayama. Creates a really calming feeling, calming sensation in your body. Now you can keep your eyes closed if you like. If you want to flutter them open, you can. Drop your right shoulder down to your right ear down to your right shoulder. Now roll your chin forward, your left ear to your left shoulder, and roll your head back. Now lift your head back up to center. Drop your left ear down to your left shoulder. Create as much space between your right shoulder and your right ear as possible. Now roll your chin forward, stretching out through your back. Draw your right ear to your right shoulder, roll your head back, and bring your left ear back to your shoulder. Lift your head back up to center, drop your right arm down to the floor beside you. Lift your left arm up overhead and take a nice gentle bend to the right. Really ground down through your left sit bone. Maybe press your hand into the ground to keep both sit bones grounded. Now come back through center. Drop your left palm down to your left side. Reach your right arm up. Again, keep both sit bones firmly planted into the mat beneath you. Feel this nice stretch along your right side body. Now come back to center. Plant your palms down into the ground in front of you. Step your knees back to a tabletop position. Stack your shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Inhale, cow pose. Drop your belly down. Lift your gaze up toward the wall in front of you. Exhale, cat pose. Press the earth away. Lift your spine up. Inhale, cow pose. Drop your belly down. Exhale, cat pose. Gaze to your thighs. Come back to a neutral tabletop. Gaze straight down between your hands. Flatten your spine. Inhale, reach your right arm up to the ceiling. Take a few wrist circles, wrist stretches here. Then exhale, thread the needle. Draw your right arm underneath the left and drop your right temple down to the ground. Option to stay here with your left hand and press into the ground to accentuate the twist. Option to lift your left arm off the ground and go for the half bind, drawing your left arm toward your right hip crease. Now place your left palm on the ground if it's not already there. Inhale, reach your right arm up to the ceiling. Maybe take a few shoulder circles. And drop your right arm down to the ground. Inhale, lift your left arm up to the ceiling. Again, take a few wrist circles, wrist stretches. Exhale, thread the needle, draw your left arm underneath your right. Place your left shoulder, your entire left arm on the ground. You can keep your right hand here on the ground, or you can go for the half bind on this side, drawing your right arm up and over your back, reaching for your left hip crease. Place your right hand back on the ground. Inhale, lift your left arm up to the ceiling. Maybe take a few shoulder circles. And drop your left palm back down onto the ground. Inhale, tuck your toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. First down dog of class. Feel free to take some movement here. Bend into one knee, bend into the next. Spread your fingers really wide. And then relax your shoulders down away from your ears, spiraling your triceps to the wall behind you. Lift your tailbone up, and then press your heels down. Find as much length throughout your spine as you can. Inhale, gaze to your hands. Exhale, ragdoll pose. Step your feet behind your wrists and hip width distance or wider. Drape your torso down over your thighs. Hang your head heavy. Option to grab for opposite elbows. Sway side to side. Feel the gentle opening in your hamstrings and your low back. Drop your arms down to the ground. Toe heel your feet together to touch. And inhale, slowly roll up to stand, stacking one vertebrae on top of the next. When you get to the top, inhale, shrug your shoulders up. Exhale, relax your shoulders down away from your ears. And press your palms together at heart center. Take a deep, full breath in. Slow breath back out your nose. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Ground down through all corners of your feet. Pull your kneecaps up, tuck your tailbone under, take a breath in. Exhale, forward fold, hinge from your hips, dive down to the ground. Option to bend your knees here if that's more accessible. Inhale, halfway lift, press your palms to your shins or thighs. Flatten out your spine, gaze straight down. Take one more breath in. Exhale, ball pose, squat and curl. Lift your heels up off the ground and tent your fingers on the ground. Really curve through your upper back, so kind of tuck your chin in between your knees. Compress everything together, pull your heels together. Now drop your heels down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Press your palms to your shins or thighs, flatten your back. Exhale, forward fold, hinge down. Inhale, mountain pose, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, Samasthiti, hands together at heart center. Drop your arms down, inhale, mountain pose, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, splice down through heart center. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out your back. Exhale, ball pose, squat and curl, heels up. Drop your heels down, inhale, halfway lift, neutralize your spine. Exhale, forward fold, hinge down. Inhale, mountain pose, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands together at your heart. Drop your arms down, inhale, mountain pose, sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold, hinge from your hips. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out your back. Exhale, ball pose, squat and curl, lift your heels up, compress everything together. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out your back. Exhale, high plank, plant your palms, step your feet back. Inhale, hinge forward 2 inches. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Place your palms on the ground, cricket your elbows up. Flip the tops of your feet. Inhale, baby cobra. Gently lift your chest up off the ground. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, high plank. Press yourself all the way up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Ujjayi breath back out your nose. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Flex your right toes down to the ground. Even the weight between your palms. Take one more breath in. Exhale, low lunge. Step your right foot between your palms. Spiral your left heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Reach your arms up overhead and breathe here. And really deep into your front knee, but keep your back foot planted. You can take a little wider stance or a little narrower stance if you need to. Just kind of play around, feel wherever this feels comfortable. Pull your left hip forward, right hip back to square your hips as much as you can in front of you. Inhale, bend a little deeper into your front knee. Exhale, warrior two. Spiral open toward the left side. You can readjust your stance. Find a front heel to back arch alignment. Pull your left hip back over your left hip point. Or your left shoulder back over your left hip point. Inhale, star pose. Heels in, toes out. Create an X shape with your body. Create a gentle little chest expansion here. Now pivot your toes to the wall in front of you. And exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Hinge from your hips all the way down to the ground. You can grab for opposite ankles, or I guess rather the same ankles, or press your palms down to the ground. Just let your head hang heavy. Inhale, halfway lift. Tense your fingers on the ground and flatten out your spine. Exhale, low lunge. Walk your palms to frame your front foot. Now a bit of a big transition here. Place all of your weight into your right heel. Inhale, chair pose. Step your left foot up. Reach your arms overhead. Squeeze your inner thighs together and sink your weight a little bit more into your heels. Spiral your pinkies inward to face one another. Take a breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Dive down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Flatten out your back. Exhale, high to low plank. Plant your palms. Remember, you can always take these on your knees or skip them all together. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips up and back. Inhale, keep your left leg high. Flex your left toes to the ground. Square your hips to your mat. Inhale, kick your leg 1 inch higher. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left leg between your palms. Spiral your back heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Hinge your torso up and reach your arms overhead. Breathe here. So your right toes are pointing on a 45-degree angle to the top right corner of your mat. Pull your right hip forward as much as you can. Feel this little stretch along your right hip flexors here. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Take a breath in. Exhale, warrior two. Readjust your stance. Bend deeply into your left leg and gaze over your top hand. Press your front knee to the outer edge of your front foot and bring some activation to your back leg by pressing into the outer edge of your back foot as well. Inhale, star pose. Heels in, toes out. Create an X shape with your body. Pivot your toes in front of you. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Hinge from your hips with a flat spine all the way down to the ground. So engage your quads, lift your kneecaps up. So if I were to grab your kneecap wouldn't really move. You want your quads actually engaged in this stretch. Inhale, halfway lift, tense your fingers, flatten out your back. Exhale, low lunge, crawl your palms forward to frame your left foot. Now here's the big transition. Press all of your weight down into your left foot. Inhale, chair pose. Step your right foot up to meet your left. Reach your arms overhead. Sink your hips a little bit lower. Relax your shoulders away from your ears, but turn your arms so your triceps can face the wall in front of you. Take one more breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Dive down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, high to low plank, plant your palms, step your feet back and lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog, flip to the tops of your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips up and back. All right, this is our Sun B. We'll flow through linking breath to movement. Really pay attention to deep breaths in and out your nose, and which breaths are matching with which movement. All right, inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step your right foot between your palms. Inhale, warrior one, spiral your back foot down, reach your arms up. Exhale, warrior two, bend into your right knee. Inhale, star pose, straighten your right leg, heels in, toes out. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold, point your toes in front of you, hinge down to the ground from your hips. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out your back, tent your fingers. Exhale, low lunge, frame your right foot, ground down through your right foot. Inhale, chair pose, step your left leg up to meet your right, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold, dive down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, neutralize your spine. Exhale, high to low plank, plant your palms. Flow through whichever variation you choose. Inhale, upward facing dog, straighten through your arms. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift your hips up and back. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step your left leg between your hands. Spiral your back heel down. Inhale, warrior one, reach your arms up. Exhale, warrior two, readjust your stance, spiral your back foot down. Inhale, star pose, heels in, toes out, gentle chest expansion. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold, pivot your feet, hinge down. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, low lunge, crawl your palms to frame your foot. Ground down through your left heel. Inhale, chair pose, step your right leg up, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, high to low plank, plant your palms, flow through your variation. Inhale, upward facing dog, lift your quads up off the ground. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, keep your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step your right foot between your hands. Spiral your back foot down. Inhale, warrior one, reach your arms up. Exhale, warrior two, parallel your back foot with the short end of your mat. Inhale, star pose, heels in, toes out. Exhale, wide leg forward fold, pivot your feet to the wall in front of you, bend down. Inhale, halfway lift, tent your fingers, flatten your spine. Exhale, low lunge, crawl your palms forward to frame your right foot. Inhale, chair pose, step your left leg up, sit low, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, keep your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step your foot between your palms. Wait, we just did right side. Anyway. Step back to downward dog. Inhale, keep your left leg high. There we go. Exhale, low lunge, step your foot between your palms. Spiral your back foot down. Inhale, warrior one, send your arms overhead. Exhale, warrior two, readjust your stance. Inhale, star pose, heels in, toes out. Pivot your feet. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold, hinge down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out your back. Exhale, low lunge, crawl your palms to frame your left foot. Inhale, chair pose, step your right leg up, sit your hips low, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold, dive down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out your spine. Exhale, high to low plank, plant your palms, flow through your version of chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, lift your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips up and back. Drop down to your knees, send your knees out wide, press your big toes together. Sit your hips back to child's pose, walk your arms forward, rest your forehead down into your mat. Take a few breaths here. Settle into your hips. Refocus on your breath. Deep breaths in and out through your nose. See how deep you can fill up your belly and how slow you can let the air back out your nose. On your next inhale, rise up to a tabletop position. Tuck your toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Take a deep breath in here. Slow breath out your nose. Inhale, gaze to your hands. Exhale, forward fold, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Utkatasana, sit your hips low, reach your arms up. Exhale, open arm twist to the right, left arm forward, right arm back. Pinch your shoulder blades together behind you. Really expand through your chest and pull your right hip back in line with your left. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, press your palms together at your heart and connect your left elbow with your outer right thigh for prayer twist. So this is option 2. Option 3 is to stay here and fly your arms out, right arm up, left arm down. Stay for one more breath in. Exhale, forward fold, dive down to the ground. Toe heel your feet out to the edges of your mat. Take a very generous bend in your knees and then slide your hands underneath your feet. So you're literally stepping onto your palms. The soles of your feet and your palms make a connection here. This is called gorilla pose. We'll hang out here for a couple breaths. Let your head hang heavy. You can take as much of a bend in your knees to make this pose comfortable for you. Maybe massage your wrists with your toes. This is an amazing counter stretch for your wrists. On your next inhale, release your hands from underneath your feet. Toe heel your feet back together to touch. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out your spine. Exhale, forward fold, release down. Inhale, mountain pose, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, Samasthiti, hands together at heart center. Ground down through your left foot. Inhale, tree pose on the right. Connect the sole of your right foot on your inner left calf or lift your foot all the way up to your inner left thigh. You can do whatever you want with your arms. Keep them at heart center, maybe out to the side. Maybe you reach your arms up. Also reach your hands behind your back. Press your right foot into your standing leg just as much as you press your leg back into your foot. This motion, this opposing energy between this pressing of your foot and your leg actually activates your low core. That's what really helps with balance in this posture. Stay here for one more breath in. Exhale, Samasthiti, drop your right leg, hands together at your heart. Inhale, mountain pose, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, dive down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out your spine. Exhale, low lunge, step your left foot back. So your left foot both goes back, right foot is forward. Spiral your back foot all the way down. Inhale, warrior 2, open up to the left side. Gaze over your top hands. Press really hard down into your back foot. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Exhale, triangle pose, Trikonasana, hinge forward and then down. So left arm reaches up, right arm reaches down. Bump your hips to the wall behind you as much as you can. So your right leg is straight, but maintain just a very slight micro bend in your right knee to protect your joints. You can gaze to the side wall or up toward your top hands. Now keep your right leg straight. Inhale, reverse triangle. Bump your hips forward, reach your right arm up and back. Gaze up at your top palm, take a breath in. Exhale, high to low plank, cartwheel your arms down. Flow through your variation of chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips back. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your spine. Exhale, forward fold, release down. Inhale, chair pose, hips low, arms up. Exhale, open arm twist to the left. Reach your right arm forward, left arm back. Pull your knees in line with one another. Option 1, stay here with your arms flying out to the sides. Option 2, hands together at heart center. Prayer twist, connect your right elbow to your outer left thigh. Option 3 is from here to fly out your arms to the sides, reaching your right arm down, left arm up. Sit your hips nice and low. This will help in this posture, I promise. Take one more breath in. Exhale, forward fold, dive down to the ground. Walk your feet out to about hip width distance. We'll do one more round of gorilla. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, gorilla pose. Slide your hands underneath your feet. Again, take as much of a bend in your knees as you need. Your next inhale, slide your palms out from underneath your feet. Toe your feet back together to touch. Inhale, halfway lift. Snap your belly button up to your spine. Exhale, forward fold, release down. Inhale, mountain pose. Reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, Samasthiti. Drop your hands together at your heart. Ground down through your right foot. Inhale, tree pose on the left. Connect the sole of your left foot on your inner right calf or up on your inner right thigh. Again, take whichever arm variation you'd like here. Feel rooted down through your entire right foot. So evenly press weight on the ball mounds of your foot, on the outer edge of your foot, and in your heel. Externally rotate your left leg, so you're pressing your left leg to the wall behind you. So further open up through your hips. Take one more breath in. Exhale, Samasthiti. Drop your left leg down to the ground, hands together at your heart. Inhale, mountain pose, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, hinge from your hips down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out your spine. Exhale, low lunge, step your right foot back and frame your left foot with your palms. Spiral your back heel down. Inhale, warrior 2. Spiral all the way open. Press evenly between both knife edges of your feet. Now inhale, straighten your left leg. Exhale, triangle pose, Trikonasana, reach forward and then down with your left arm. Right arm energetically reaches up toward the ceiling. Press your hips to the back of the room. This is a super intense stretch on your inner left thigh. Find as much space along your left side body as you can. Now keep your left leg straight. Inhale, reverse triangle. Bump your hips forward. Reach your left arm up and back. Create this long line of energy from your left toes all the way through your left fingertips. Take a breath in. Exhale. High to low plank. Cartwheel your arms down. Flow through your version of chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips up and back. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold, step to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, forward fold, release down. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, sit your hips low, reach your arms up. Exhale, eagle pose on the right. Draw your right arm underneath your left. You can either press your palms together for the bind or do the bear hug like Sam is showing. And lift your right leg up and over your left leg. Option to kickstand your toes on the ground or wrap your right leg around your standing leg, creating this bind in your legs as well. Sit your hips a little bit. Keep your spine nice and straight. Lift your elbows up in line with your shoulders, and then if you have your palms pressing together, press your palms forward to the wall in front of you. This will open up through your back. Take one more breath in. Stay for the breath out. Inhale, chair pose. Unwind your arms and your legs. Reach your arms up. Exhale, eagle on the left. Draw your left arm underneath your right. Option again to go for the bear hug. Ground down through your right foot and lift your left leg up and over your right leg. Option to press your left toes down into the ground or wrap your leg around your standing leg. Just maintain focus. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Pull your right hip forward. Stay for one more breath in. Stay for the breath out. Inhale, mountain pose. Reach your arms up, unwind. Exhale, forward fold, dive down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your spine. Exhale, ball pose, squat and curl. So you've been here before the beginning of class. Lift up onto up onto the ball mounds of your feet. So lift your heels up, press your heels together. You can keep your hands tented on the ground. If you want a bit of a balance challenge, go for the bind. So wrap your arms around your shins, tuck your chin in between your knees, and squeeze your core in really tight. Drop your heels down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank. Plant your palms, step your feet back. Lower all the way down to your belly. Press the tops of your feet into the ground. Inhale, baby cobra. Lift your chest up off the ground. Cricket your elbows up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, high plank. Press yourself up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, half pigeon. Draw your right knee toward your right wrist and plant your shin down on the ground. It's okay if it's not totally parallel to the top of your mat. It's really hard to get your leg totally parallel. Just flex your right toes toward the wall in front of you. That will protect your knee joint here. So you can stay up active in this stretch. If you'd like to take sleeping pigeon, hinge your torso forward. Drop your forehead, dive down to your hands or down to the ground. Release any tension from your hips. So kind of feel it. Use your breath. With every breath in, expand through your spine. Then every breath out, release any tension that's building up in your hips. Just sink into the stretch. Your next inhale, press back up into your palms. So lift your chest up if you were in sleeping pigeon. Exhale, downward facing dog. Reach your right leg back to meet your left. Option to take a little counter stretch. Maybe bend your knee, open up your hip a little bit. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, keep your left leg high. Exhale, half pigeon on the left. Draw your left knee towards your left wrist. Your left ankle toward your right wrist. Flex your left toes to the wall in front of you. Even the weight between your hips here, you can totally stay upright if you'd like. If you'd like to hinge down, maybe rest your hands or rest your forehead on your hands or on the ground. Make sure your forehead is grounded on something. It's easy to build up a lot of tension in this pose. Just release that tension. using your breath to aid you. Your next inhale, press back into your palms if you were down. And then exhale, downward facing dog option again for a little counter stretch. Maybe you bend your hip, bend your knee, opening up your hip, getting in downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, come through to a seat. Swing your legs out in front of you. Press the soles of your feet down into the ground as close to your glutes as you can, then lower all the way down to your back. Place your hands by your sides, pressing your palms into the ground. Firmly root down through your heels. Inhale, bridge pose. Lift your hips up. Option to snuggle your shoulders underneath yourself and then clasp your hands beneath your glutes. Feel this opening in your chest and then lift your hips a little higher by pressing harder into your legs. Magnetize your knees toward one another to prevent them slaying outward. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower down. Now for this next pose that we're going to do, you have two options. You can do supported legs up the wall. In which case you would grab for either a folded over blanket or a pillow. So if you're grabbing a pillow, it'll look like this. You're down on your back, and then you'd place your pillow underneath your sacrum. So like kind of down by your tailbone, like just above your tailbone. So you press it down into the ground and then literally just lift your legs up the wall and just sit there like this. So your pillow or your blanket should be up enough so you don't have to activate any muscles at all in this pose. Your legs should just stay there. So you don't have to point or flex your feet. You can just let them hang there. So that's the first option, is to just sit and supported legs up the wall for a few breaths. Second option is to take shoulder stand that Sam was just doing. So for shoulder stand, you'll kind of bring your legs behind you a little bit, press your hands on your low back, and then pull your elbows in toward one another on the ground, and then press your legs up toward the ceiling. So you're like kind of supporting yourself, but also activating some muscles like in your core, in your glutes to straighten out your legs. So you can choose between those two options. We'll be here for about 3 more breaths. When you're ready, next pose is plow pose. So if you're in supported legs up the wall, just press your hips back a little bit so your legs go over your head. If you're in shoulder stand, gently drop your legs down over your head. So you want to lift your hips kind of above your shoulders. You can keep your hands supporting your low back or drop them down to the ground. Slowly with control, hug your knees in toward your chest and roll down vertebrae by vertebrae, dropping your legs down to the ground in front of you. Pull your right knee up into your right armpit. Inhale, squeeze your right leg in. Exhale, supine twist, draw your right leg over to the left side of your mat. T outer goal, post your arms, option to gaze over your right shoulder. Plant both shoulder blades down into the ground. Inhale, return your legs to center. Hug your left knee up into your left armpit and extend your right leg long. Inhale, squeeze your left knee in. Exhale, supine twist. Draw your left leg over to the right side of your mat. Again, option 2, goal post your arms or tee out your arms. It's all right if your left leg doesn't hit all the way down to the ground, just so long as both shoulder blades stay grounded. Inhale, return your legs to center. Roll up into one tiny ball. Wrap your forearms around your shins. Lift your forehead to your knees. Squeeze every muscle to every bone. Take a breath in. Exhale, final Shavasana. Let your arms and legs go long. Let your body fall into whichever shape is comfortable. It doesn't need to be any shape in particular or look like anything in particular. Feel the back of your body just melt down into the ground. Let go of any breathing techniques you've been holding on to. Just let your breath return back to its natural state. Place your hands wherever's comfortable. The ground. Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. And relax the muscles in your forehead. Just enjoy a couple minutes of rest here. You can stay resting here as long as you like. If you'd like to be guided out, begin to bring small movements to your fingers, to your toes. Roll out your ankles, roll out your wrists. Take a nice long body stretch. Reach your arms up, arch your low back. Draw your knees in and roll onto whichever side favors you for fetal pose, using your bicep as a pillow. Press yourself up to a tall seat facing the front. Whatever seat is comfortable here, maybe cross your legs. You can place your hands either on your knees, in your lap, together at heart center. Let your eyes closed or soften your gaze to the tip of your nose. Let's finish with a nice breath together. Exhale out any air that's left in your lungs. Now, deepest breath yet. Take a deep breath in through your nose, starting from your belly, all the way up to the top of your chest. Then hold your breath in at the top. Open mouth, exhale, let out your air. Draw your thumbs up to your third eye center, the space between your eyebrows and your forehead. The light in me honors and sees the light in all of you. Bow forward. Namaste. All right. Thanks for joining. Sorry, woke you up from your nap.
No, thank you.